watching. Alright everybody, welcome to another Company of Heroes game. We have a 1v1 here. Mr. Easy, or Sergeant Baker in this particular case, as he's known now, versus an Oberkommando West player here, Xenophone, on this particular map. We've seen this map before on our vidcasts a lot. We actually tend to see it quite often, but this is the winter version of this map. I actually prefer the winter version. It looks a lot nicer.
Yeah, I like the whole winter thing that Company Heroes 2 added because it gives a second level of challenge.
So let's take a look at what's going on here. Volkskriener is coming out here for the Oberkommando West player, Rifleman going out for the American player here.
Yeah, in terms of an infantry battle, if the Americans can stay at long range early game, they can definitely win. But the smarter thing against Americans is the classic Oberkommando West tactic: Kuba wagon, Sturm Pioneer. Oh, and here comes the Kuba wagon right now, and he's being really aggressive right now, pushing out towards that middle victory point. He hasn't quite captured it yet, but he's stopped just short. He's getting that munition. This is going to be pretty important. And plus, the fuel is on his side. However, there's one far from him on the side of the enemy base. So, if he wants that fuel, he's going to need to fight for it.
And that Kuba wagon comes out right now. Let's see where it chooses to go.
The Americans are also moving
looks
just...
like the Oberkommandos are going right for that fuel, as soon as they can, basically.
Yeah. And so seems to be the Kuba wagon. We got the Americans here. They're not quite capturing that victory point yet. They're crossing over into their territory. Oh, they're really dangerously close to where that Kuba wagon is passing. If it chooses to move to suppress the Americans, yep. Wait, no, I can't tell right now. Really, they're capturing. Oh, the Americans are capturing that middle victory point.
But keep in mind, that middle victory point has a lot of deep snow there, so that particular area is very hard to be in, to maneuver around because of just how deep the snow is there.
Yeah.
Makes it much harder to take that point, makes it pretty easy to actually suppress this entire area with machine gun. The Americans are taking that fuel now as well.
Yeah, but it's gonna
but
be...
it looks like the Oberkommando West are moving in towards the middle victory point here. Kuba wagon moving in there, and here is the first engagement of the day.
Alright.
Looks like those riflemen
and here
are
comes the Kuba wagon. A lot of the Kuba wagon's bullets are hitting short. We got the Sturm Pioneers moving in now, and the riflemen retreat.
Are really going to be the heavy damage dealers here.
That is... They're getting dangerously close to those riflemen.
The Americans actually have a really good bit of cover here. Green cover, but unfortunately it's probably not going to be enough here given that they are taking fire from Sturm Pioneers and
they're behind the cover.
And
here comes the Kuba wagon. They need to retreat those riflemen right now or they're going to lose them.
Yeah, it looks like the Americans have lost the first engagement here. They're actually getting stuck a little bit on those guys, but they do manage to get away without losing another guy. So that's pretty good for them.
They might lose another one to a lucky shot here. They do. And we got a second squad coming in right now to try to hold back the gains of the Oberkommando West, because yeah, they might grab that middle victory point, but they're not doing that right now.
Looks like that's what they're trying to do here.
Right now, they seem to be focusing on securing everything around the point, so they don't have to worry about getting caught in that deep snow. But here they are; they're capturing that middle point now. The Americans are holding off a push by the Volks.
Moving in to engage. That Kuba wagon's actually a real pain in the ass for the American player. He needs to flank it pretty hardcore.
And I think
interesting move. He went for BARs pretty quickly, actually. That should give him the squad-based DPS he needs to deal with all this here.
There's some nasty damage to that one squad. It's down to 3 people retreating all the way back to the base. A good idea. However, leaving that one squad stranded right there. The Oberkommando West, once they push this squad back, they can just snatch all this territory.
But they are dangerously close to the American's base, and he does have heavy cover right by over here where he can fire from. Keep in mind that units in cover actually are a bit more accurate because they have a place to rest their rifles.
And the Oberkommando West are looking to capitalize their gains because that unit up there is really close to that fuel point. But for some, it's going towards the fuel.
Oh, it looks like, yeah, the Oberkommando West is trying to snip the Allies' fuel over there.
It's really important this early in the game.
And grenades coming out for the Americans, so hopefully you can use this to do a lot of damage to these very fragile squads of the Oberkommando West, because these guys, they don't have a battle group HQ set up yet, or at least one they haven't really used. They are setting up a retreat point for it right now, but all of the Oberkommando West squads are pretty low on HP.
And yeah, and at some point here they're going to have to retreat back, heal up, reinforce, but if they do that too quickly, then the Americans... Oh, here we go, we got about half the force of the Oberkommando West retreating. If the Americans realize this, if they capitalize on this, then this is going to be a bad situation for the Oberkommando West. Because now
a fourth squad of Volksgrenadiers coming after the Oberkommando West. That's a little bit unusual, a bit more than I would normally get, to be honest.
Yeah, but then again, it's the Americans. You can understand why they're doing this. I mean, the Americans are really infantry-heavy, really versatile infantry, so if you can out-infantry spam them in the beginning, then then you can really win this game. The Oberkommando West are about fully strengthened up. I think they might wait for these Sturm Pioneers to be
well, actually, the Americans are getting pretty close to where the battle group HQ is for the Oberkommando West here. Capturing that munitions point, it looks like a pretty fierce retaliation is coming in the form of these Volksgrenadiers.
Here we go. These Volksgrenadiers are moving.
The Americans are very injured here. They probably aren't going to be able to take these two squads.
And we got the Kubelwagen coming in from the north, getting ready, shooting at that 4 squad. It might just have to pull out. Yeah, it definitely has to pull out now.
Now, I imagine once the Americans actually vet up their units to Veterancy 1, they will have access to the anti-tank grenade, which is actually a pretty good unit, pretty good ability, rather, to use against the Kubelwagen, since it often damages the engine, which forces the Kubelwagen to retreat and heal, but more often than not results in its death, because its engine is very critical.
That up and down shot by the Kubelwagen is not doing the Americans any favors. They're completely suppressed. The Oberkommando West would easily be able to just run up on them and just butcher them right now, if they so desired.
But they are in some pretty good cover right now, so assuming the squad gets a little bit more veterancy, it will have access to a rifle grenade, but it does use a rifle smoke to deny that Kubelwagen the ability to fire on them, at least for the time being.
The Kubelwagen's pulling back. They're sending forward the Volksgrenadiers.
An engagement on the left here results in these rear echelon being absolutely completely destroyed here. 1 unit left. They need to retreat with that unit or face its death, and they do precisely that. The middle victory point threatened by the Oberkommando West players, and the rifleman squad forced to retreat. But a lieutenant is on the field now, and that unit is actually pretty damn good because it comes free with a BAR.
It'll be really effective against these Oberkommando West, and now the Oberkommando West are taking the 1 point that the Americans need to delay this game and keep the Oberkommando West from screwing them over entirely.
But he does have some good bit of cover here that he's going to be able to use, and a blizzard coming in.
Prepare for possible blizzard conditions.
And he's pulling back those Volksgrenadiers because he doesn't want them under strength and in a blizzard, because that'll mean that they're going to die from attrition if not from the Americans.
This opens up the possibility for the Americans to take back the fuel that's been taken from them, because they so desperately need that right now.
Because otherwise these Oberkommandos are going to overpower them with fuel, because the Americans are only making 13.
The American player neglecting to heal his units, that is a pretty risky move.
Really, really risky. Although that's rear echelon, they're not going to see a lot of combat anyways, unless the American is really hard pressed.
His BAR infantry with 1 veterancy there has barely any health.
Yeah, it's half health. I mean, with a squad with that kind of numbers,
and a lot of actual cover being built here in the middle. And the Oberkommando West player actually deploying a half-track truck here, right in the middle.
As in a really disadvantageous position for the Americans, because it can take advantage of that deep snow there, firing right down on that victory point.
However, in a blizzard, it is actually unable to shoot at units unless it has a clear line of sight, so capturing that middle victory point in the blizzard would allow the infantry to avoid taking fire from the flak half-track there.
Yeah, although unless the Americans do it now, and I doubt they'll be able to do it now, because right now the Americans are just trying to make sure that the Oberkommando...
In the future, this thing is actually pretty easy to counter. A rifle grenade with smoke will blind the Schwerer Panzer headquarters there and allow them to just capture the point without taking any fire from that particular thing. And a T-gun coming out for the Oberkommando West players as well. Oh, but a mortar half-track being deployed here for the Americans. That's going to be good fun.
That's actually really nasty. I don't think he has
especially
a good line of
considering it's got
sight.
white phosphorus, delayed fuse HEs, and a regular mortar barrage. He's barraging the middle.
He's
victory
barraging the
point,
middle
but
victory
there is
point just to
nothing
make
there.
sure there's nothing there.
There's actually a lot on the left flank here. It looks
There's
like they're going to try and take the
big
field.
assault here. Now they know where the mortar half track is, so now they're going to go right for the gutter.
Oh, they are
Right
going
for
right for the mortar half track here. But the Kuba wagon is pretty vulnerable here. It's pretty close to the unit.
It's taking a lot of damage. It's down to half health.
Oh,
And
it might be
it's starting to pull
destroyed.
back. It might go
Here.
down. It might
Oh,
go
it
down
is
here.
so close. It is
down.
abandoned. In fact, he can recapture
It's
it here.
abandoned.
If he's smart here, you should be able to take it.
Yeah, although that infantry's taking a lot of freeze damage, I think it'll be worth it in the long run because here we
Oh
are.
yes, he needs to pull that Kuba wagon back to repair it because it's not going to be all that effective unless it gets some repairs. But now that it does have, but in fact, the detection ability on the Kuba wagon alone is pretty valuable. A lot of people don't seem to use it, but it's very useful because it doesn't cost anything and allows you to see enemies through the fog of war.
Hmm.
Steady up. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders.
I also really like the whole reclaiming skins that they put on the vehicles that you take that are abandoned. But yeah, we got some repairs going on, and that Kuba wagon might be very integral
User
to the
joined your
Americans'
channel.
game if they know how to use it. They could definitely use it in conjunction with the mortar half track. Use it just like the Ober Commando West use it.
Well, let's take a look what they choose to do here. The Blizzard is still going strong, and that might be more advantageous to the Americans than the Wehrmacht, or sorry, the Oberkommando West player here. He's actually going for Obersoldaten.
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh, and that flak HQ is firing
And now it's
on these units,
revealed.
Captain.
It's revealed now. He knows where it is, so this
But
mortar
a
half
smoke-
track is going to be able to do
a
some
smoke
work.
grenade
Oh.
here is going to obscure these units, but unfortunately they are pinned by a machine gun on the right
here,
flank,
and
so
here
they're
comes
unable
that
to capture.
blob of infantry. The American player's got to be careful about this, but he's got the that
does
Kuba
have the
wagon
Kuba
set up
wagon
in a
here.
good